I have not covered this story yet because it's a devastating story of a university student being killed, kidnapped, and beaten the living F out of. It's a sad story where she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. And that's the conversation we don't want to have. See, Jose, an illegal immigrant, is charged with various felonies, including malice murder, kidnapping, in the death of Augusta University nursing student Laken Riley in Athens. Apparently, she was like a very sweet girl. There's all these videos of her online being just a typical college girl. New information in the affidavit alleges that Jose disfigured her freaking skull, disfigured her skull. I mean, that's like disgusting. The affidavit also accuses him of concealing the death by dragging the victim to a secluded area. Riley was found dead by blunt force trauma, and the details of her murder remain undisclosed, of course. See, Jose, an illegal immigrant from Venezuela, entered the United States in 2022 and had previous arrests in New York City, despite encounters with law enforcement, including Customs, Border Protection, and New York Police Department. He was released without an ICE detainer being issued. Georgia authorities confirmed his arrest for shoplifting in 2023. His brother, Jose's brother, Diego, faces charges related to fraudulent green card. The former President Donald Trump criticized Biden on the border invasion, connecting it to Riley's murder. And that's why I think people don't want to have that conversation, including our friends on the left, of course. I mean, listen to this.
Tragedy like this happens.
Sorry.
I think when a horrible tragedy like this happens, I think whenever we're dealing with violent crime, there is a sense of outrage, of sadness, and of loss. But I think the important thing to focus on is any one instance shouldn't shape our overall immigration policy.
True.
Well, I think.
But also, you do exactly the same thing, don't you? Because I have been told that it's just good people looking for jobs. It's all good people. And then we're finding more stories that maybe that is not the case. Those NYPD cops being beat up, person being shot in New York City. Like, it's not the case. So are we in a point yet where we can have honest conversations about our immigration policies? Are we at a point yet to be able to do that? Or do we still have to continue to play this game where it's just good people looking for asylum because they're in a crappy country and they want to come into the United States? When I've been told over and over again, you're not allowed to say other countries are crappy. Because to say another country is crappy is to be phobic. I don't even know the phobias at this point. I've been told that. I remember when Donald Trump would say that that country is crap and then they want to come to America because it's great, and people lost their minds. But now you have all these immigrants that are coming seeking asylum that are not seeking asylum. They're misrepresenting that word entirely. And they just want to come to a better country. I mean, you see the videos. Africans, Chinese, Indians, Venezuelans, Nicaraguans, like from everywhere. All around the globe. And then you're supposed to just believe that the countries, that the most successful people in these countries that are just leading the charge, making a difference in people's lives, and want to come to America and even be greater, that's what's happening. Rather than people with sketchy backgrounds and they want to leave their country to start afresh and then start their new career of crime in a different country, particularly a country that is seemingly okay with crime and that constantly just bails people out. It's just like that one dude that killed those people coming from home from the Drake concert, and he's immediately out on bail. We're not a serious country anymore when it comes to very serious crimes like this. We're in this weird thing where the liberals and people, the rich people that want to talking head people that want to control the narrative are telling us one story because they're living in a bubble. They're living in their chauffeur lifestyle, their gated communities, they're unattainable. So of course they're like, everything's great, you white privileged white supremacist. What are you talking about? But in reality, those of us that are actually on the ground level and living a humble lifestyle, maybe struggling at the moment, which is incomprehensible to these rich people, particularly talking head people who are fed an agenda and a narrative in which to say, like this one. Let's not make an entire narrative off of one story. Oh, like when you do that with Kyle Rittenhouse, when you do that with like even January 6th, that like the 81 million votes, 80 million votes, and there's that many people. Like, this is what you guys do, is create an entire narrative off one person. And I'm not trying to do that and say that all legal immigrants are all killers. I think that is just the stupidest statement. No one says that. But to say that it's not a possibility and that maybe a lot of these people aren't the best people in the world coming to America, I hope we can finally have that conversation, because there needs be some rejection and taking back to their own homesteads. This is a very sad story. And there's going to be probably more of these. And that's the reality. You get a bunch of people coming from a different country that have different laws and different ways of doing life, and you're going to have a culture clash. And when culture clashes happen in these communities, it tends to be violent. So just be on the lookout for that this summer. And remember, if you were to die from the hands of an illegal immigrant, this is the conversation the people on the left are going to have about you. Let's not make it about this. Well, I don't want to have this conversation. He's probably actually a decent human being. He's down on his luck. Something insane. But if you have the gut, if you have the stomach to beat somebody like this, you're a terrible human being. And I don't have much hope for you changing around. This is not stealing. This is not squatting at a house. Disfiguring someone's skull is a line where I don't think you're redeemable. Have a great day, especially some poor little nursing student. There's no way there was like an escalated fight and then he just like ran up and decided she gets it. This guy's sick. No one wants to have this conversation. You're seen as racist having this conversation. You're seen as a white supremacist having this conversation. But we should be a serious country with serious borders. And when people want to come here and be a citizen of this country, we should do background checks. We should find everything about them. Check their resume like you would do to a McDonald's employee applying for the job. It's the same effing thing, if not more stringent. Have a wonderful day.